In this video, I'll be showing off an RPG that I've made entirely using just my PS4. There's a couple of things in my game that I want to show today, and I hope you like the progress that I've made so far. Welcome to Final Hour. Also, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so if you end up liking the video, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed. Thanks. Alright, so the first thing I want to show off is the combat. Now, I wanted to keep it relatively simple, so there's a basic attack, 1, 2, 3, with square. And there's a heavy attack with triangle. It's a single heavy attack, does a decent amount of damage. And you link these two together to do some pretty cool stuff. Another thing you really want to use your basic attacks for is to generate energy. So whenever you use an ability and you're running low on energy, instead of using a potion, you just basic attack to get your stuff back. And then also you can, when you defeat an enemy, you get more energy that way too. So it's definitely a nice active way to constantly, spam abilities and whatnot. And speaking of abilities, let's move on to the next thing on the list. So abilities, skills. You use them by holding L1, opens up the list on the bottom left corner of the screen, and then you press L1 and then the square uses the first ability, Summon Low. Projectile type thing, good for taking out stuff at a distance. You see it has a cooldown, but as you level it up, you can reduce the cooldown, increase the damage, all that fun stuff. So for the second ability, Low Feint, that is more of a AoE, kill everything, awesome stuff type thing. Yeah, but that one has a little bit more of a cooldown because of course it does more damage, it's a little bit stronger, so you can't use it as frequently. Now the third ability, Summon Burning right there, it unlocks at level 5. So right now I'm only at level 4, so let me go kill some stuff. Alright, so after I kill these guys, I should be level 5, and you can kind of see the combat system in action. It's pretty awesome for the most part. I worked really hard on it. Alright, so I got some enemies right there. I can show you Summon Burning. Let me level it up a little bit more so it does more damage. That guy is stuck in a stun in the back. But there we go. Pretty freaking awesome. I don't know, I might want to do it again because the health bars are kind of showing through the character. Here, let me go over here really quick. Okay, so we should have some enemies right here. Now I can do Summon Burning from the front. Pretty awesome. It basically, any enemy around you will catch on fire and their health will slowly drain. Is really one of my crowning achievements in this game, making that ultimate. But yeah, of course, that's kind of the pattern I'm going for. There's your 3-hit basic attack, triangle, and then your 3 abilities. And when I make future characters, they'll also follow that same pattern. So not only is it simple and easy for people to pick up, but it's also easier for me to develop new characters and whatnot, because I do want this game to have multiple characters for you to choose from. And at the moment, Tabers is the one that you're able to play with. Alright, so let's look at the skills in addition with the basic attacks. So go in and do some basic attacks, and you can see by the little green dot at the bottom that I'm almost dead. But when you level up, you get your health right back. So let's see, going with the heavy attack, and do Low Feint. Kill this guy. There we go. Now, of course, it's obvious, but after killing all those enemies, you can kind of see these little orb things right there drop on the ground, and that is a part of the loot system that I'm developing for Final Hour. Basically, whenever you kill an enemy, there's a chance for them to drop loot. You pick it up if you get close to it, because I hate games that make you press a button to pick up loot. It gets kind of irritating after a while. So for this loot, you literally just go next to it and it'll magnetize itself to you and you'll just pick it up automatically. So yeah, of course I'm still working on a loot system. I want it to be as good as it can possibly be, and nothing's 100% set in stone. So everything is always, of course, subject to change. Now you can kind of see in the background that chest right there. Before I killed those 2 enemies, it was locked. And basically you defeat whatever enemies are around you to gain access to the chest. You get the loot, it disappears. Certain chest, I'm gonna have it where they respawn, so you can come back and get more loot from the same area. And yeah, so now of course, what is the point of having all this loot if there's no inventory system to put it all in? So for instance, this tuft of gloom right here, you can pick that up. And then there's another one right here, pick that one up. Then you press the touchpad on the PlayStation controller and it opens up the inventory screen. And you can see all the different resources that you've collected. At the top is the manifestation wheel, manifestation square. You can see you can manifest a small health potion. You can manifest a health small energy potion, bunch of different things. Now, of course, these are all unlocked for me because I'm developing a game, but as you'll play through the game, you can sell your resources that you have at the bottom in order to afford all of these manifests at the top. Also, you can come over, you can see where all of your items will be held. This is where you can see all your health potions and whatnot. You can also see that there's a purple thing right here. What is this purple thing? Push the button. Quack, quack. There you go. You can get a duck as a pet. Now this is basically used to collect loot from further away. Now let me see if I can show you this in action, but okay, so for some reason there's 4 enemies here. But if you kill these guys, and if they were to drop loot, you can see that I no longer have to get right next to it. It'll get collected from further away. Your typical MMO pet system. At the moment, it's just a duck, but in the future, of course, there's going to be plenty of pets to choose from. Might come up with some new abilities for them to do and whatnot. Maybe some will heal you, you know, stuff like that. So you can equip it, unequip it. So proud of me adding that, man. Like, it's really amazing what you can do on simply a PlayStation, because, man, a couple of years ago, I would not have thought I can have done any of this stuff, but here I am. All right, so if you come over to weapons, you can kind of see all the weapons that you have at the moment. And once again, everything's already unlocked for me because I am the guy making this stuff. But you come over here, standard dancers are already equipped. Those are default weapons. They do the, you know, bare minimum amount of damage. Then you have Serene and Serenade, which are actually, they're kind of my favorite weapons. Like, it's a short sword with a dagger combination. Like, that's just super cool, right? So you can go over here and do Risk and Rebuttal. And you can look at that, see one dagger is red, and then another dagger, oh, hold on. Another dagger is, I guess, grayish. They have like little glow. So, you know, I definitely wanted to give them a slight variety in how they look. And okay, I'm about to get attacked. Hold on, let me actually use these overpowered daggers that kill stuff in 2 hits. So you can see that certain daggers do more damage, and then other daggers, you know, they have different looks and appearances and stuff like that. And at the moment, you can see they don't have a description because, you know, stuff's still being worked on. But for the most part, you know, it's coming together. Now, if you go over again, you can see gear. Just like with the daggers and the weapons and whatnot, you can choose different outfits. For the most part, it's just a recolor, but I definitely like the option. You know, not everyone likes gray, not everyone likes blue, so just to have the option in there where you can choose something. So I'm actually gonna go with the shade of raw, and then let's do Serene and Serenade, and then I have the duck equipped. And yeah, and then the last tab, really quick, is just the controls to show you what all you can do. It's kind of spoilers because I haven't gone through the list yet, but here's another little section, tips from Hannah, or it's basically just filler stuff. It's not really anything important, you know. And then there's Wake Up, which actually ends the game, which you don't want to do because you want to play this game forever. You want to never turn it off. And yeah, you can now see that I'm running around with red outfit, sword, dagger, super awesome. Then I got the duck at the top. It's kind of weird because I can't wait to see what else I add to it. I definitely want to make the variety of pets a priority. So, alright, of course, I didn't want you to traverse this whole map with just like running around. Although you can run like this, or you can sprint with R2. I didn't want you to have to run from point A to B constantly. And since I don't have maps, and Tabris is an angel, it only makes sense that I made him fly. So yeah, like I was saying, like I don't have mounts in the game, and I wanted to come up with a cool, unique way for each character to traverse the map. Now this flight system, this is specifically to Tabris because, like I said, he's an angel, and I want him and his probably like species or race of people, I don't know, but I want the angels to be able to, you know, fly around, and if you were to play with a different type of character, they'll have a different type of traversal and stuff like that. And I'm so glad that I'm able to just do it myself and like not have to wait forever for someone to make this game. I'm literally just making myself, and this is the coolest thing in the world. So, alright, so another thing is, if this flight is a little too slow for you, you're able to boost forward by exchanging your energy to go a little bit faster. Now, of course, the more you level up, the more energy you'll have. So that basically means you'll be able to fly longer and all that fun stuff. Also, you can change the camera angle with L3, so you can kind of have this directly behind you type of angle, which, you know, is cool. Or you can have like the little cinematic angle right there, which I really like. I don't know, I might make another angle in the future, but for the most part, that's pretty cool. Alright, so for another thing when it comes to flight, it does give you a lot of freedom, but there are still some limits for the flight. Like, you can't fly off the map, right? Like, I clearly don't want the player to be able to go out there because there's nothing out there. Like, you know, when you try to fly out there, it'll basically stop you, you know, all that stuff. And also, if you try to go a certain height in the air, it'll also stop you from going up there as well. So, you know, like, you can go relatively high, but you can't go to space, right? Like, there's nothing up there. I mean, maybe in the future I'll put something up there, but at the moment, this is your kingdom. Wherever the light touches, right? That's where you can go. Although the light is coming from up there. And also another thing, when you're flying like this, there's no requirement. You don't need energy when you're flying at this speed. But if you want to do the super boost, you can just come down here, kill an enemy, get a little bit of energy back, and then boom, there you go. Right back in it. It's so cool. This isn't the only area you'll be able to travel to, and you know, in different little sections you'll see these cave entrances, and I'm still somewhat kind of figuring out how I'm going to handle this, but you know, ideally you'd go into the cave, you fight a group of monsters, get some awesome loot, and yeah, and there's going to be caves all around the map. You can kind of see how one cave looks already. Now, I didn't go through the entrance because I don't have it connected the way I want it at the moment, but when you come here, you can see a bunch of trees, pretty awesome. And also there's gathering resources here. There are iron ore that you can attack to break, all that fun stuff. Now you notice that like your clothes and stuff change and the duck is gone, but once I connect the maps, then you'll be able to carry all that stuff over and you won't have to continuously do it. So this is the hub area, probably one of the most important areas for Final Hour, not only for story reasons, but also like more so as a relaxing chill place, right? Like, this is your hub. This is where you do a lot of things. You see, you can purchase new weapons and gear here at Lucky Duck's shop. There's a tutorial over here if you come to the bookcase. There's a chair that you can sit in. A bunch of little cool things that, you know, are just around the map that you can go to and access. Well, actually, hold on. You can see that it says access armament, but this is a system that I'm still working on once again. But you can kind of see, you know, your weapons in the background and some armor stands, which kind of the inventory kind of fused with this system. So I might figure out how I plan on using this in the future. You can kind of see that there's a bunch of different interactable things for you to do. You can come over here, relax a bit, lay on the couch, fall asleep. ZZZ, wake up. You can come over here and interact with a donkey and sit on the donkey. You can come over here and access the bounty board and then take on another bounty, go down to virtue, claim the reward, all that fun stuff. Then after you select your bounty, you would then go outside. This is the area that you would go to go to virtue. You just jump off the cliff right there, jump into the clouds, and then it'll take you back to the area where you can start killing all the monsters and whatnot. Then here's another interactable area right here. Also, you can sprint with R2. You don't have to like walk all slow everywhere. Now, if you come over here, you can interact with this, press triangle, and sit on this this ledge thing, and you can actually see the name of this specific area, or the building, is Foster's Gifted Youth. Now that's like it's story related, so for the most part I really won't go too in depth because the story is kind of constantly changing. But that's the general idea for this hub area. It's a place to relax, you know, after you're done killing all the demons and monsters and stuff like that. You can come, relax, sit on the couch, bunch of just unnecessary stuff, but it's just nice to have in the game. And then plus when multiplayer comes out, I have a bunch of cool ideas for that as well. So that's a little bit of my progress so far, and I can't wait to show you guys what I have planned next. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.